This is a presentation by Manitoba Public Insurance for Behind the Wheel training. The following presentation is about vision and driving. The objectives for this presentation are to know the three parts of vision and how we use it when we drive, develop the concept of central, fringe, and peripheral vision and how they are used to see the target and our reference points, understand the role of a target and target area and how it is used in tracking and searching strategies, understand how a target is used to help the driver get their eyes up and improve their searching technique, understand how a target is used to help the driver be aware of the various hazards in their line of sight and path of travel, understand how the driver has a targeting path and how they need to identify objects that restrict their vision or prevent them from moving through that area to their target, and lastly, to understand how searching helps the driver develop a conscious situational awareness of their driving environment. There are three basic actions that all drivers take when they are driving. They involve vision control, motion control, and steering control. As you saw by the objectives, this presentation focuses mainly on vision and vision control. Understanding vision and how it relates to the driving task is seen by the fact that 90% of our driving decisions are based on what we see and what we perceive. Nearly every situation becomes more manageable when it is detected early. It gives a driver more options to make timely and informed decisions. In order to understand how we use vision when we drive, we need to identify the three parts of human vision. These parts are central vision, fringe vision, and peripheral vision. Each visual area is specialized to serve a specific task. The first area is the central vision. This area of the retina has the highest concentration of visual sensory cells and the largest concentration of cells that are used to perceive color. It provides the greatest visual acuity or sharpness of all the areas of the retina. It's a circle of about 3 to 5 degrees of vision, and it's the visual area that we use when we look directly at something or someone. Fringe vision is the 30 to 40 degree circle that surrounds our central vision. It doesn't have the same density of sensory cells, but still provides a sufficient amount of detail to help us gather a great deal of information. Finally, the peripheral vision area is the corner of my eye that's about 170 degrees of vision from shoulder to shoulder. It's the highest concentration of rod cells that pick up black and white stimulus. It is used to see movement or changes in contrast. Basically, the peripheral vision is designed to get our attention so that we look over with our central vision to see what we thought we saw. These next two activities will help you determine the extent of your central and fringe vision. Start with your thumbs together extended out like you see them in this picture. While looking straight ahead, you can see the wrinkles between the tips of your thumb and the knuckle. You can see them with pretty good detail. As you slowly move your hands apart, notice that you can still see your thumbs and the wrinkles, but the wider your hands get, you lose the detail of your thumb wrinkles. When the wrinkles disappear, but you still see your thumbs, you're at the edge of your fringe vision. The okie dokie activity is like looking through the end of a paper tube. Pick a small spot on the wall across the room and make your hand look like the picture. Hold it out at arm's length while looking at the spot across the room. Notice the small area that you see. That is your central vision. Now move your hand until it rests against your face. So in essence, it looks like you have a hand monocle over your eye. Notice how much more you can see. That's the limit of your fringe vision. This information will come in handy a little later, so remember your central and fringe vision and what you can see with each. The key to effective vision control is using something called a target. A target is a fixed object in the center of the path you intend to drive. It's out at a distance, usually at the limit to what we can see, and it's in line with where you intend to drive. A target is a beneficial concept because it gets the eyes of the novice driver up and out where they can start using their eyes effectively. The area around a target is known as the target area. It's the area to the left and the right of the target. This will become more important when we start dealing with the concept of effective visual searching, because once we gather information from there, we can begin making timely and informed decisions. The targeting path is the path a vehicle will travel if we continue to look and steer toward the target. It's the area we need to manage to avoid conflict and crashes. Putting all three concepts together, target, target area, target path, helps the novice driver get their eyes up and develop effective visual searching habits. This is a typical traffic scene with adequate following distance. The vehicle ahead of you isn't a fixed object, so you can't use it as a target. But if you look over the top of the vehicle, you can see a target. Focus on that and see what you can gather with your fringe vision. Notice that you can get some very useful information about things like your vehicle position and other road users. Over the next several slides, you'll have the opportunity to put targeting into practice. When a vehicle is on target, you see the center of the steering wheel aligned with the target. See the target with your central vision and the steering wheel with your fringe vision. Practice it now. Using what you learned about targeting, is this vehicle on target or off target? The correct answer is that it is on target. You know that because the target is in line with the top of the steering wheel. And if the vehicle continued in this direction, it would eventually reach the target. Is this vehicle on target or off target? The correct answer is it is off target because the steering wheel is not in line with the target at the end of the road. If the vehicle continued on this path, it would cross the road and hit the pine tree on the other side. Where should you look and which direction should you steer to get the vehicle back on target? Remember, you should steer the wheel enough to get the vehicle on target. In this case, you should be looking at the target and steering slightly right. Be aware that novice drivers have a tendency to steer first and then look. We want them to look at the target and then steer the vehicle because it gives them a target to go to. The vehicle is now back on target and we can proceed safely down the road. There are many benefits to using a target. It gives you a focal point for accurate steering and tracking. It helps to visualize the space you intend to occupy, called your targeting path. It helps to develop a systematic searching process. It helps you to search and plan your moves far in advance. And it gives you the ability to spontaneously correct a skid. All these are exceptional benefits for having a target. The one we want to focus on for the rest of this presentation is helping us develop a systematic searching process. Having a searching and space management strategy helps train the novice driver so they can learn how to look, why to look, and what to look for. A popular system that is used in driver education is SEE. The SEE process consists of 3 different steps. SEE is an acronym that stands for Search, Evaluate, and Execute. Search means to gather information about your driving environment and actively scan around you to identify potential risks. You should ask, is anything happening around me that might require me to take action? Next, you would evaluate the potential risks and consider your best options for responding to any dangerous situation that may occur. Ask yourself, what can you do to minimize the risk? The last step involves executing your course of action if it becomes necessary. Recall that 90% of our driving decisions are a result of what we see and perceive. Therefore, it is important to develop a systematic searching and management process. As you look at this slide, notice you searched your target area, then your targeting path, then your left front, then your right front. It's a process that we do over and over again while we're driving. It gives us time to make informed decisions and provide solutions to the problems we encounter. Try the scanning process again on this slide. Target, targeting path, left front, right front. What do you see? Hopefully, you saw the vehicle ahead, the person crossing the street, and the vehicles parked at the sides of the road. What should you be thinking about or looking for? This is a typical small town main street, and you can see there's a lot of things going on. Use the search process you just learned to scan the picture. Once you have done so, identify the condition of your driving environment. What do you see, and what have you identified as an issue? You should have identified the hill coming up and traffic lights, the vehicle ahead, that the way ahead is clear but there is a crosswalk, and that there are parked vehicles on either side that may move or have nearby pedestrians. Now look at this situation. You have searched the scene. What have you identified as issues as you drive this road? Now add another part of the process. What can you do to create space and reduce your risk? You should have identified that the target area was hidden by a hill and other vehicles. The path of travel is not clear because of the traffic. The left zone is clear, and the right zone is not because of other vehicles. To create space and reduce risk, you would be best to move to the left lane, slow down, and increase your following distance. Here is another example for you to search and identify. What do you see, and what issues have you identified that you're going to have to deal with? You should have identified that the target area is hidden because of the snowplow. The path of travel is dangerous because of ice and snow. The left front zone is not available, so you cannot pass, and the right zone or shoulder is snow-covered. There is a large risk passing in this situation because of the road conditions and lack of visibility around the plow. It is easy to look at pictures and take as long as you need to completely search and identify a traffic scene. However, when we are moving, the process of searching and identifying must occur continuously. Watch the video on the next slide and search the traffic scene. Remember to scan to the target, targeting path, left front and right front. Did you see the pedestrian when you were scanning? He is pretty easy to see if you use your eyes and search effectively. But he is also easy to miss if you are looking straight ahead and not moving your eyes to scan the traffic scene. Watch the video again. Look to see if you can use your search and identifying skills more effectively to find the pedestrian. In conclusion, after completing this module, you should be able to list the 3 parts of vision and how we use it when we're driving, understand the concept of central, fringe, and peripheral vision and how they are used, understand the role of a target and target area, understand how a target is used to help a driver get their eyes up and improve their searching technique, understand how the target area is used to help the driver be aware of the various hazards in the line of sight and path of travel, Understand how the driver has a targeting path and how they need to identify objects that restrict their vision or prevent them from moving through that area to their target. And finally, understand how searching helps the driver develop a conscious situational awareness of the driving environment. Don't forget to answer the quiz questions on the quiz sheet before you start the next module.